Good evening, Belize. It's Friday and you're watching News 5. I'm Jamie Rock, and here's what's making headlines tonight. Belize joins the Caribbean Free Movement Pact. Citizens to live and work across borders starting October 2025. UB faculty demand 9% raise after decade-long wait, and the pressure mounts on the government to deliver. Lobster season heats up and the Coast Guard cracks down as turf wars turn violent. But pirate attacks decline. Police take over airport security as private contracts end. But can the department handle the pressure? Belize's longest-serving military officer honored as Rear Admiral John Borland retires. These stories and more are coming up right after these words from our sponsors. Stay tuned. News 5 starts now.
Welcome to the new Bird's Isle. The coat is renovated. It's like brand new and ready to be rented.
Welcome back. Earlier this week, Belize joined 3 other CARICOM nations in committing to full free movement of people under the CARICOM single market and economy. What does that mean? Well, starting October 1st, 2025, citizens from participating countries will be able to live and work freely across borders. No special permits needed. The announcement came at the close of the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Montego Bay, Jamaica. So what does this historic step mean for Belizeans? We asked Prime Minister John Briceño for his take.
As to the free movement of skilled people in CARICOM, we signed on to it. But what we said that let's have a 3-year period as we work out the kinks to make people move in and out more freely. If you were to talk to the private sector, they will tell you that we need more people, we need more workers, we need workers desperately, not only at the lower level, but middle management and upper management. So we're hoping that by doing that, maybe instead of bringing people all the way from England or anywhere in the world, our CARICOM brothers and sisters can come to Belize and to help in the development of this country. We asked for a 3-year period to be able to ensure that we could work that out. And so we've signed on to it. We've been ratified. Well, we're not ratified, but with the cabinet.
We have people here already from.
Yes, I know, but now this is where now it is being signed through treaty, through CARICOM, and so we're just saying that we will work it through over the course of the next 3 years. Our experience has shown. Look at the attorneys. When that happened, the local attorneys were saying, "Oh, the attorneys from the Caribbean are going to flood Belize." That did not happen. A few of them come to Belize. In every aspect, they have never been flooding Belize. But the truth is that we need more people. We need skilled laborers in Belize, more skilled laborers. And please, and that's no offense to our Belizean laborers. I don't want to twist my words, because we have very good skilled laborers in Belize. So, but we need more. The economy has been growing very fast, and we can't keep up. And the only way we can continue to keep the growth that Belize needs is by having the proper laborers and both the one that work from the bottom to the top to be able to maintain at least a minimum of 5% GDP growth per year.
Even as Belize takes a significant move towards regional unity with the new CARICOM Free Movement Agreement, there's a growing concern that's hard to ignore. Could this open door policy make Belize a hotspot for illegal migration into the U.S.? Immigration officials have already turned away several Jamaican nationals over suspicions about their real intentions. So with borders set to open wider, is Belize at risk of becoming a regional transit point? Prime Minister John Briceño says the country must stay vigilant and protect its national interest.
Unfortunately, the United States government holds us responsible for when anybody comes here and then they try to get across the United States, which is unfair and unfortunate. We have seen a number of Jamaicans who have every right to come and visit Belize, every single right, and they can stay in Belize if they wish as a CARICOM national. But unfortunately, many of them come to Belize and then they disappear. And then there are many instances when they are when you find out they're across in the United States or they're arrested. So we have to protect our interests and do everything possible to discourage that kind of illegal migration into the United States. So that's the only reason why we do that.
It's been 3 days since News 5 knocked on Belmopan's door with 2 Freedom of Information requests. One was sent to Public Service Minister Henry Charles Usher, asking for full transparency on government rental deals with private landlords. The other, directed to Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa, requesting details on an advisory contract with former Deputy Commissioner of Police Aaron Guzman. Prime Minister John Briceño was also looped in on both requests. So what's the response from the top? We caught up with the PM on Thursday, and here's what he had to say.
Have you received News 5's Freedom of Information Act requests? We sent 2 regarding the rent and regarding contracts being issued to people.
It is with the Attorney General.
Frustration is bubbling over at UB, where faculty and staff say they've waited long enough, 10 years to be exact, for a long-promised salary adjustment. Now they're calling for a 9% raise, and they're pointing fingers at the government for not following through on its pledge to boost the university's subvention. Prime Minister John Briceño says he's watching the situation closely, but will that translate into action? We put that question directly to him.
I have to wait on Tuesday. The Minister of Education will give us a report, and then we'll see what was their recommendation.
A local furniture company, Belize Woodmark Designs Limited, has applied for a logging license in the area, but concerns are already surfacing. Chief Forest Officer Wilbur Sabido has raised red flags, warning of serious ecological, hydrological, and even archaeological risks. So, will the Briceño administration greenlight the concession despite those concerns? PM Briceño says if logging is to happen, it must be done sustainably. But is that enough to protect one of Belize's most treasured national landscapes? Here's what we found out.
I was a minister responsible for natural resources and the forestry department. The Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve was set up by the British probably almost 100 years ago. It is for logging. Now, during my time, we started to talk about sustainable logging. And that is what we've been doing. From what I spoke to some of the technicians in the forestry department, they're saying what this company did, that they are applying for a sustainable management contract with them. We have that already. We have it in the Chicky Bull. Bull Ridge is working in the Chicky Bull with a sustainable logging. I know here nobody cry over it. But with enforcement, of course, it's run very well. You could ask Amin Bedran. He is the...
So you haven't received reports?
Let me finish. Please, sorry. So now, what they're doing, they're trying to do is sustainable. We're doing it the right way. We want to protect the Mountain Pine Ridge Reserve. It is in our interest to protect it. It is our responsibility to do that, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Coming up, marine life tourism at risk as seaweed spreads. More when we return.
God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Belmopan, the Garden City. After 50 years of serving you the most healthy and delicious poultry products in Belize, it's time to celebrate with a grand motorcade on July 12th, starting at 10 a.m. from our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Along the motorcade route, there will be music, giveaways, and fun for the whole family all along the route. Starting at our Belmopan branch down Hummingbird Highway into Ramirez Street, Las Flores, then Hummingbird Drive. Then through Hummingbird Avenue, then taking Libertad Avenue to the Ring Road, Price Center Road leading to San Martin Avenue, left by Parque Las Americas towards Guatemala Street to Cemetery Road, Salvapan. Moving towards the North Ring Road, passing by the Mexican Embassy. We take the roundabout and going around South Ring Road, heading towards Forest Drive and finally to our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Come and celebrate with us. Quality Poultry Products, celebrating 50 years of service to Belize.
KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful, baby. Telling me you're beautiful. Jano.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Don't take the chance because you think you can. First be love on the brain. Just love me. Just love me, yeah.
As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. A million years from now, you know, baby, I'll be loving you still. My nights are low, nights are lonely. She's out of my league. Just a fool to believe I if anything she thinks. Have a blue Christmas without you. Pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, they're kinda like to me, and pretty woman. It makes me feel like I can't live without you, and it takes me all the way. I want you to stay.
Uncry these tears. I cried so many nights. Unbreak my heart.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Great Belize Media.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
It's lobster season in Belize, and while that means fresh seafood for many, it also means the Coast Guard is on high alert. With lobster in high demand, tensions on the water can boil over fast. In fact, several fishermen have recently been targeted in violent attacks linked to disputes over lobster territory. But there's some good news. According to Rear Admiral Elton Bennett, the number of pirate-related kidnappings and murders is actually going down. He credits increased patrols and smarter strategies for the decline. So, how is the Coast Guard keeping our waters safer this season? Here's more on that.
We're at a point now where we've been able to manage that to a very good degree. We are able to reduce the violence. And yes, there is still that threat that exists in between different fractions of the fishing industry. You have the sailing fleet, and then you have those who deals with traps and camps. So there will always be that friction. Our responsibility here is try to get involved and try to mitigate those friction from becoming violent. So that's what we've been doing. We've been working very closely with the Fisheries Department to identify those high-risk locations off the coast of Dangriga, out at Turnif, and off the coast of Belize City in particular. particular, where these fisher folks will be vulnerable because of the value of their fishing products. So we recognize that and we try to intervene as much as possible. I met this week with the Commissioner of Police as well. We shared that information, shared that concern, and we've come up with a plan where we'll be able to support each other both in Belize City, because a lot of these incidents stem from Belize City. So we're able to establish somewhat of a framework for us to share intelligence and then share our response to those incidents out at sea. So we have a very good comprehensive knowledge of what's going on. We know who the players are, and we're able to target them in order to minimize these potential acts of violence.
Have these operations increased now that lobster season is open? I know we had 2 recent incidents that were specifically regarding lobster.
Yeah, indeed. Every time, this time of the year, once the lobster season is open, we know this well in advance. So we try to get out and provide that necessary security protection for our fishing fleet. With one of the incidents last week, we were called out. One of the fishing vessels that was threatened went down towards Gulf Key. We received that information. We went out there and we escorted them into Belize City. So that's what we're doing, and trying to maintain that relationship and that communication, direct communication with the fishing fleet, so that we can respond to provide that necessary protection that they need.
Back in March, authorities stumbled upon the charred remains of the aircraft near Graham Creek in Toledo, and it didn't take long to link it to a suspected drug ring operating in southern Belize. The landing strip, just a stone throws away from the Guatemalan border, raising serious questions about cross-border involvement. Today, we spoke with the Minister of Defense and Border Security, Oscar Mira, who gave us an update on the investigation and what's really happening near the Sarstoon.
Our intelligence suggests that those on our side were being, the Guatemalans were being assisted by those on our side when we destroyed the amount of coca plants on the Belize side. It was done, in collaboration with Belizeans as well. It is something that we are working on. It is something that we are gathering more information, and we have not found any more coca plantations since we destroyed the last one.
That wasn't Graham Creek, right? Because I
No,
heard
Graham
something.
Graham Creek is not close to Sarstoon.
But did you have residents from Graham Creek who the BDF believed were involved in the illegal drug trade?
So what was happening in the south is we do have a lot of illegal airstrips, that have been that were being used. When you go and you notice that in one day you can clear a whole airstrip for a plane to land 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, then indeed the local population is involved, and our intelligence suggests that that is what was happening. We have been working with the police department, we have been working with the ANU, we have been working with our regional partners. We do have a very good network with the Hondurans, the Colombians, the US, Guatemalans, Mexicans, where we exchange information. And we are also working with our own local intelligence people to ensure that if they are involved, and I think you heard about an incident that happened there when the patrol went to Graham Creek. We are looking at it very seriously. We have not had, not too recent, yeah. Since then, we have not had another landing, but we are also doing a lot of patrols in the area. And soon, we're going to have a forward observation base in the Otosha area. So to ensure that and Otosha Dolores area, that will be a new one, so that we can, mitigate and possibly stop all of those landings that are happening there.
There's a shakeup in airport security across the country. Police officers are once again stepping in to secure Belize's domestic aerodromes after the government pulled the plug on contracts with private firms iSecurity and 4 Diamonds. But here's the catch. This move is putting even more pressure on an already stretched police force. So what's the long-term plan to keep our airports safe without burning out our officers? Prime Minister John Briceño weighs in.
What we have done is to be able to ask the police and the airlines to be able to provide the the security for the time being. The board is meeting, they're starting to go through discussions, and I'm pretty certain, I need to meet with the management of the BAA. They asked to meet with me, but I've not been able to meet with them. I was not here these days. To see what is the way forward. Obviously, it will have to be advertised, and last time it was, but it was with limited tendering. This time it's going to be open to everyone, and to see who can give us the best proposal.
Residents of Unburgers Key and Key Cocker say they've never seen anything like it, the worst sargassum invasion in living memory. And now Belize is on the verge of declaring a national emergency. Despite non-stop efforts by locals, businesses, and government crews, the seaweed just keeps coming, tons of it every single day. It's not just an eyesore, it's a serious threat to marine life and our tourism industry. We asked Prime Minister John Briceño how the government plans to respond to this growing crisis.
I think we pretty soon will have to declare probably a national emergency, be able to move financing to help with the cleaning of the sargassum. Is no one's fault. It's the more developed countries that with the climate change and everything. Again, as always, we end up paying that price. So we have been in formal discussions with both the representative and the Minister for the Blue Economy and the Minister of Tourism, Anthony Marla, and quite likely we're going to discuss that on Tuesday and see if what plans we can come up to be able to help to clean some of that sargassum.
Belize is doubling down on climate action with a stronger focus on teamwork and preparation. Earlier today, the National Met Service brought together government officials, civil society, and private sector partners for the 13th National Climate Outlook Forum. This aim is to sharpen our seasonal forecasting, boost disaster readiness, and build a more climate resilient Belize. It's a big step forward in making sure the country is ready for whatever nature throws our way.
What we're doing here is looking at the seasonal outlook as it relates to the climate in Belize and what we should be anticipating for the rest of the year. So we were presented with information for the seasonal outlook for drought, the seasonal outlook for rain, and so what we will do with this information is incorporate it into our planning so that we are knowing with this in advance. We should know when to anticipate certain things to happen. Yes, particularly for us at NEMO and for the rest of the national emergency system, knowing when to anticipate drought, knowing when to anticipate fire, potential for forest fire, and the likelihood of flash floods happening across the country helps us in being able to determine and ensuring that we have the resources available when we do have to deploy.
In this particular forum, we are also presenting two important projects that we are doing. One is a project with the Korean International Cooperation Agency, whereby we want to develop impact-based forecasting for the Toledo and Orange Walk district. By that we mean we want to go into the communities, we want to find out what are their impacts that they normally get from particular hazards and how we can improve our products so that we can prepare them for those impacts. We also have another project similar to that one in the Belize River watershed, and that's one that's funded through the Caribbean Development Bank. And we're looking at that same type of thing to get the buy-in from the community for them to understand what we do and how we can improve to mitigate natural hazards so that they don't have to be a disaster.
There's political buzz coming out of Key Cocker tonight. Prime Minister John Briceño is standing firmly behind Chairlady Sileni Villanueva Pot, who reclaimed her seat in the recent village council elections. But the win didn't come without controversy, especially after PUP Mayor Wally Nunes threw his support behind Pot instead of his own party's slate. The Prime Minister, though, says Nunes had every right to back whoever he believed in.
I think that the chairlady pointed out very quickly that she's a PUP, and Wally felt that she's a friend and a colleague of hers, of him, and he felt that he wanted to support her, and he did. That's his right. And the important thing is that Key Cocker, there are two very good ladies running, and they decided to stay with Sileni, and I support that.
After the break, Commander Pinello breaks barriers in Belize. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
My name is Leomar Langsert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Biz Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is to see if the features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Biz Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Biz Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Biz Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix Rewards, you'll save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix, fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number and send it to smart code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful, baby. Telling me you're beautiful. Jano.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Don't take the chance because you think you can. Must be love on the brain. Just love me. Just love me, yeah.
As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. A million years from now, you know, baby, I'll be loving you still. My nights are low, nights are lonely.
She's out of my league. Just a fool to believe I have anything she needs.
Have a blue Christmas without you.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Great Belize Media.
When a hurricane hits, you want to know you're covered. Take time to review your policy details. Are you adequately covered for hurricane damage? Visit us at 1 Coney Drive in Belize City or one of our convenient countrywide agents. Don't face stormy weather without the right insurance. Having the correct coverage is priceless. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
It's the end of an era for Belize's military. After nearly 4 decades of dedicated service, Rear Admiral John Borland, Belize's longest-serving military officer, has officially retired as Chief of Defense Staff. Not only was he the first to ever hold that title, but he also leaves behind a legacy as the highest-ranking officer in the country's military history. Though he stepped down back in March, today he was honored in a big way with the prestigious Legion of Merit, a rare recognition awarded to foreign nationals for exceptional military service. News 5's Brittany Gordon has more on this historic moment and the man behind the uniform.
Rear Admiral John Borland, Belize's longest-serving and highest-ranking military officer, has officially retired after 38 years of service. Known for bold decision, including firing warning shots during a 2001 riot in Orange Walk, Borland has played a key role in shaping the country's modern military. He led the Belize Coast Guard before becoming the first ever Chief of Defense Staff, a role created just for him. Although he quietly retired in March, the Coast Guard surprised him today with a special ceremony to honor his decades of dedication.
Like I said, I left my home this morning. I had 2 missions to do, one up at the Coast Guard here and one up at the BDF. And they certainly weren't anything that happened here just now as you witnessed in the ceremony. So definitely a surprise, but a good one.
Over the course of his military career, Rear Admiral John Borland trained both at home and abroad, sharpening his skills across the Caribbean, Europe, and Asia. He climbed to the ranks to become a major and earned a reputation as one of the most trusted and respected officers, especially when things got tough. And while he's never been one to seek the spotlight, Borland admits he's genuinely touched by the recognition he's received.
It means a lot. It means that someone or some people recognize the relevance, the significance, and the importance of what I've done for my country. You know, for me, it was just another job. I was just doing my job, doing what was required, meeting the requirement, fulfilling a mission, fighting on to the objective. That's what I do. I don't need special recognition. I don't need accolades. I don't need praises. I keep moving every day.
It's one of the highest honors a foreign military officer can receive. And now Rear Admiral John Borland has joined that elite group. He's been awarded the prestigious Legion of Merit, a rare recognition given by the United States for outstanding service. Rear Admiral Elton Bennett shares more on what this award means and why Borland earned it.
They had that observation of his leadership ability, his dedication to national effort in nation building, to maritime security and defense. So they recognized that and they wanted to bestow upon him the highest level of recognition that they could have done. And they went for the Legion of Merit Award, which puts him in a high class of military officers and diplomats and politicians across the world.
Borland may be retired from active service, but his work is not done. According to Minister of Defense Oscar Mira, Borland has now assumed the post of National Security Director, where he will act as an advisor to the National Security Council.
He's not done yet. If you notice, he's now transitioned to the National Security Directorate. So his contribution signified so much for Belize. And it was just fitting for us to honor him today. As was rightly said, the first Chief of Defense Staff. It was an office that he established, and he had to start it from scratch. And he has done a tremendous job.
Borland steps away from the post, confident that the Belize Coast Guard is in good hands and will continue to defend and protect the people of Belize.
A lot of people keep saying that, you're a great leader, you're a good leader. And I always told them, I always said, my job was to take care of the team, to build that team, to take care of the team, and to make sure whoever my successor is better than I was or as I am or will ever be.
The selection process for a new Chief of Defense Staff is still underway, but Borland believes that his successor will do their part in keeping Belize safe. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Rise up, be strong.
There's a new commander making waves at the Belize Coast Guard, and she's making history while she's at it. Today, during a ceremony honoring the legendary Rear Admiral John Borland, another standout officer stepped into the spotlight. Alma Pinello has just been promoted to commander, becoming the first woman to ever hold that title in Belize's Coast Guard. With 12 years of service under her belt, she's also taking on a brand new role as Chief of Staff. We caught up with Commander Pinello to hear what this milestone means to her and what she hopes to bring to the job.
It's kind of like an intermediary between the upper command, which is the vice commandant and the commandant, and then the rest of the general staff and the rest of the Coast Guard. It is something that was approved by the board a couple months ago, and then officially appointed this week for me to take up that post.
And what are the feelings that are going through your head right now, being the first woman to be recognized like this?
Heavy is the crown, right? It is an honor. I feel very privileged to be able to take up this new post. It is always a pleasure to work with the men and women from the Belize Coast Guard, and I feel happy. I'm excited. It's something new, so a little nervous as well, because we're going to figure it out as we go along in terms of getting used to another layer in that command structure, because we're always only used to having the XO and then the commandant, so we have to getting used to something new. Something new is always good. So definitely very privileged and an honor to be able to take up this new post.
Imagine putting your life on the line for your country only to find out years later that you weren't being paid what you were owed. That's exactly what happened to many enlisted soldiers in the Belize Defense Force. Back in 2019, a salary error came to light, and while the government promised to fix it, the solution sparked even more confusion. Some soldiers feared they'd actually been taking home less money. We're unpacking the truth behind those salary adjustments and what the defense minister revealed today that could clear the air.
I don't think there was a backlash. It's about information, and that's what I have done from the very beginning. I have been making sure that I meet with the BDF, that I meet with Coast Guard. It's not a pay cut. If it was a pay cut, it means that it would have affected 100% of the BDF, but it didn't. It affected some. So it means that there was an error in 2019 and we needed to correct it, and it has taken so long to correct. And I'm pleased to say that we have now corrected it. And not only that, but I was able to lobby Cabinet to ensure that we got 2 allowances to all of the BDF, and not only the allowances but also access to the commissary, which has given the BDF a morale booster.
How many soldiers were affected?
I believe it's about 80% of the soldiers that were affected. It was mostly the non-commissioned officers. So the commissioned officers, which are the lieutenants and all the way up to general, those were not affected. So they were receiving their correct pay. It was the other ranks, mostly privates and corporals, who were receiving a salary that was not correct, and we had to correct it. And I have been informing them. I have been at the BDF Price Barracks, making sure that they understand what we're doing, and it's not just, you know, when they look at their bank account that something is not the same as before. So they understand, and we're doing everything possible to ensure that we keep their morale up and that we are giving back to them in so many other forms.
Talking about making Belize proud, Gareth Bowman, a Belizean American from the Stan Creek district, is soaring to new heights. He just graduated from the elite United States Coast Guard Officer Candidate School, and now he's off to California to begin an exciting new chapter in service and leadership. But Gareth's story isn't just about personal achievement. It's a powerful reminder to young people back home that big dreams are within reach.
I started my journey on April 21st to the United States Coast Guard Officer Candidate School. I was one of 95 graduates today. They only hold, or the acceptance rate into Officer Candidate School for the United States Coast Guard is about 10 to 12%. So I was part of the 12% that made it and graduated. I did 11 years in the United States Navy. I decided to transfer over to the Coast Guard, where I'll probably do about another 11 more before I retire. Going to the military was the right choice in the beginning. And as I've gotten more and more family oriented, it's just doing something where I can feel accomplished in my job and also feel like I could be the best person I can for my family. What's next for me is I'm going to California, Alameda. To go there, I'm going to go to a ship. Once I go to that ship, I am going to be a deck watch officer. Essentially, I'll be driving the ship and also being in charge of a division and leading people on board the ship. I highly recommend joining the military. Going to the military will forever change your life. It will grow you into a person that you will be proud of and your entire family will be proud of. And once you get to that point where you are in the military, your college education will be free.
Very, very proud. You know, it's graduated, 11 years ago from the Navy, and that was special. Now he's into the Coast Guard, and like he said, it's his passion. It was his way of molding himself into who he wants to be, and we're very proud.
When we return, land titles bring hope and controversy to Stan Creek West.
Take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Coming up, get ready because it's crop over time. A friendship contribution to children with cancer, making a difference for those with special needs. African culture expressed through fashion, and another reward for a job well done. It's all next on this station.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
On Wednesday, we told you about the Hollover Bridge and the bold thieves who made off with 30 feet of aluminum handrail. Well, tonight we're back with another bridge story. This time, it's not about theft, but about tension. Over in San Pedro, the Bowen Bridge is making headlines after the town council announced a ban on fishing from the structure. Why? They say constant exposure to salt water is corroding the bridge and it's time to protect it. Some residents agree that it's a safety issue, but others think the move is a bit overboard. So is it precaution or overreaction? Here's News 5's Brittany Gordon with the following report.
If you're used to casting a line off the Bowen Bridge in San Pedro, you might want to think twice. The town council has just put a stop to fishing on the bridge, and not everyone's thrilled about it. Some residents are scratching their heads, wondering why a long-time pastime is suddenly off limits. But according to Mayor Wally Nunez, there's a serious reason behind the decision.
It is some corrosion that was happening on the railings. Please bear in mind that the bridge itself is a concrete structure, and it was rebuilt because we had issues with the old bridge that was all metal. This bridge is all concrete, It's only the railings that are made of galvanized steel. And yes, they have to weld them together, and it was painted.
Interestingly, most of the corrosion is happening on the western side of the bridge, which suggests that it's not just the salty sea breeze to blame. After all, the wind usually blows from the east.
But the problem that we saw was on the western side, and specifically on the railing where they usually go and cast their nets. And there's also some fishing happening on that area. And when they reel in their lines with the sardine, or if they bring in the cast net, it brings a lot of water. And the salt water directly over the structure is what was causing the corrosion.
The good news, the damage to the bridge wasn't too serious, and the town council has already made the necessary repairs. But it did raise a red flag. Officials say it's a clear sign that fishing activity is speeding up the corrosion, and that's something they can't afford to ignore.
I started to see some of the comments why we're not allowing kids to go and fish at the bridge. But I just wanted to explain and to clarify that it does speed up the corrosion if you're having direct water over it. Yes, I understand that we're going to have salt air. We do constant maintenance of the bridge. We have the council constantly doing maintenance and looking after the bridge to make sure that the integrity of the bridge is in good condition. But we're just asking the general public to assist us in not speeding up the corrosion by having your cast nets up there, actually fishing up there, so that we can prevent it from further damage.
Not everyone was on board with the no fishing advisory at first. Some residents argued that the bridge would corrode over time anyway, with or without fishing. But others have been more understanding, recognizing the need to protect the structure. Mayor Wally Nunez says this isn't the only issue the council has had to tackle when it comes to the Barry Bowen Bridge.
The bridge, as we had just finished it, we had some lights along the railing, and those were vandalized. They were stolen. We have been looking at ways that we can add some lighting on that side that it's going to be more difficult for them to remove. I don't know for what reason some people remove them, because they wouldn't be able to use it anywhere else, because they come in sets, and it has one specific ballast that works for five parts of them. So it's just vandalism and lack of civic pride.
Nunez is asking the public for understanding and compliance to preserve the integrity of the island's infrastructure.
We need to encourage people to have civic pride, and these things, they cost money, and they're there to serve a purpose, and we want to beautify Belize. We don't want it to be vandalized and being wrecked, in other words.
Now, just to be clear, fishing on top of the Barry Bowen Bridge is off limits, but if you're casting your line from below, you're still good to go. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
It's a discovery that's capturing global attention, and it's happening right here in Belize. Deep in the heart of the ancient Maya city of Caracol, archaeologists have uncovered what they believe to be royal tombs, possibly belonging to a powerful leader. This major find is rewriting what we know about the Maya civilization and its surprising connections to one of the largest ancient cities in central Mexico. Today we sat down with the legendary research duo Drs. Arlen and Diane Chase, who have been unearthing Caracol's secrets since 1985, to learn more about what this means for Belize and for history.
I just knew that we had a tomb, and tombs are normal at Caracol. We've dug over 170 tombs, okay? So it wasn't until we started to get into the chamber and they started excavation along the eastern wall, and they uncovered a big pile, essentially, of jadeite chips. And it took a while to understand what they were. They're not chips, they're pieces of jade. And it turns out that there was a fallen death mask in the chamber. That was a sign to me that this was a very unusual tomb, because we normally do not get jade death masks in chambers. We already knew the tomb was covered in cinnabar, which said it was a very important, cinnabar is a red pigment, which says it's a very important individual, but it was the death mask itself that signaled to me how important this chamber was. We've only found one other one of these in their career, and it was at Santa Rita Corozal in 1985.
There are so many important discoveries that we've been able to make at Caracol. This is one of them. Altar 21 that writes about the conquest of Tikal by Caracol. The LIDAR, the first use of LIDAR among the Maya ruins, was done at Caracol, allowed us to see how large the city was. Mapping of the residential terraces to show that this was a city that had agriculture inside of it. All of those things are incredibly important. But this one is particularly unique because it is the first time we've identified someone that we believe was part of the royal dynasty at Caracol. And that is huge. But what's even more important about it is that it showcases that dynasty is internal to Belize, internal to Caracol. It was not started by someone from outside the country from a distance.
More than 100 residents in the Stan Creek West constituency have received land titles. It's all part of a new development called Rodsville, an initiative led by Area Representative Rodwell Ferguson with support from the Ministry of Natural Resources. It's about making land ownership more accessible, especially for young Belizeans looking to build a future. This marks the second phase of the project, which kicked off back in 2024, January. And while many are celebrating the opportunity, not everyone is on board. Some farmers say the very program meant to uplift the community is now pushing them out. News 5's Tanya Arceo visited Rodsville to hear both sides of the story.
It's called Rodsville, a new development zone on the outskirts of Pomona Village in the Stan Creek district. And this week, over 100 residents were handed land titles here in what is being called the second round of land distribution.
When this group got together, I told them to form a committee. I never asked them to name it Rodsville because, again, that's going to create eyebrows. But they did. So it's already officially the Rodsville expansion in the village of Pomona. And what they did, they formed an NGO. So everything is officially recorded. So what we did, we invite the villagers to a meeting and we told them, if you want to participate, it's come with a certain cost. It's not a profit-making venture, but everything costs.
The result was a community-driven initiative. An NGO was formed and residents were invited to participate. Each participant paid $3,500 Belize dollars, a one-time fee that covers land surveys, title processing, and a portion for future infrastructure in the area.
So we told the people then, if you contribute $3,500 per person, that includes your survey costs and your purchase price. And so they contributed $3,500 over a period of time, and we were able to at least open the road so far. This project started in about February or March of 2024. So last week, Saturday, we had a ceremony, and we delivered over 100 titles already. That's unprecedented. And before we had at least 2 more ceremonies. So the people will recognize that what we are doing is legit, and they want to participate.
As more lots are handed out and development picks up, this initiative is quickly becoming a pathway to promise and potential in Stan Creek West. For many, it's more than just land. It's a step forward, fair, and a promising future.
We already almost built a park. To get to the park, it's like an island, so we build bridges so you can reach to the park. So it's a major development. How many families? We affect at least 250 to 300 families. So it will be a big community.
So you have benefited from this?
From this. And so the fee that they pay might sound exorbitant, but in reality, when they look at what we are doing...
What is the fee?
$3,500 per person, $500 for a person to own a land here.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Tanya Arceo.
Up next, blind but not broken, one father's vision beyond sight.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful, baby. Telling me you're beautiful. Jano.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Don't take the chance because you think you can. First be love on the brain. Just love me. Just love me, yeah.
As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy.
And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
A million years from now, you know, baby, I'll be loving you still. My nights are low, nights are lonely.
She's out of my league. Just a fool to believe I if anything she needs.
Have a blue Christmas without you.
Pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, they're kinda like to me, pretty woman. It makes me feel like I can't live without you, and it takes me all the way. I want you to stay. Tears. I cried so many nights, unbreak my heart.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Great Jubilees Media.
Electricity is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
This month, Sabrina Daly is shining a light on a group that doesn't always get the recognition they deserve: fathers. In a world where strong father figures can sometimes feel like a rare find, Sabrina sets out to challenge that narrative. And what she discovered is nothing short of inspiring. Meet Mario Chavez, a legally blind carpenter and a single father of 7. Yes, 7. For over 3 decades, Mario has lived without sight, but that hasn't stopped him from raising his children on his own or continuing to build a beautiful furniture and concrete pieces entirely from memory and instinct. Sabrina sat down with Mario in his workshop to hear his incredible story firsthand. And what she found is a man whose vision goes far beyond what the eye can see.
Mario Chavez is the cornerstone of his family's story. His eldest son, Carlos Chavez, is an architect, former teacher, and now an entrepreneur who brings life to homes and garden spaces through handcrafted concrete designs. Carlos says everything he's achieved, every step he's taken, was made possible because of his dad.
I can definitely attribute a lot of that inspiration to my dad. He has made his own molds for the concrete washers that he makes, the wash tubs, and just knowing the way these molds work, I mean, that has helped me a lot, has helped me tremendously in my own work. So I can tell you definitely he is a very strong inspiration in my life.
Mario Chavez isn't just known for the furniture he builds. He's admired for the strength it took to get here. Legally blind for over 30 years, Mario never let his lack of sight stop him from pursuing his passion for carpentry. He's built a life and a legacy through sheer determination, even when others couldn't see the vision he held inside. When I visited him in his home workshop, you'd never guess the man behind the tools sees only shadows. Carpentry, he told me, wasn't just his first job. It's his greatest love. But when we spoke about losing his vision, the emotion was clear. He quietly reached for his sunglasses, perhaps to shield more than just his eyes.
That is the first profession. That's my profession.
Mm-hmm.
From I was good from my eyes. When I never had this problem. I used to work with the furniture.
Yes.
And when I stopped to do that is when this problem yes.
It takes a steady hand and sharp technique to be a carpenter. Working with heavy wood, sharp tools, and powerful machines isn't easy, even for someone with full vision. Mario Chavez does it all without ever seeing the finished product. Legally blind, he's a true visionary in every sense of the word. Instead of sight, he leans on memory, touch, and instinct to bring his creations to life. Whether it's wooden tables or concrete basin, his hands know every curve, every edge like they've memorized the blueprint by heart. And through them, he continues to build with purpose and inspire with skill.
Y por eso sé que el trabajo es muy bonito.
And that's why I know that work is a beautiful thing. When I'm able to do it, I feel like I'm reconnecting with something I used to do. I love when people come, see the work they requested, and they like it. They say it really looks beautiful. I really enjoy this kind of work. It helps me. That's what inspires me to keep going.
A mí me gusta mucho.
When Mario's other senses cannot compensate for what he lacks in vision, his sons step in for support. Juan Chavez, Mario's youngest son, credits his father's relentless passion and determination for inspiring their entrepreneurial path. But more than that, it's his father's love and guidance that have shaped him into the man he has become.
I think it's because of him that we have become entrepreneurs. Seeing him overcome many of his challenges, I think that pushed us to try to do better in life. So for him, that has been, for me, I think that has been the most important thing that he has taught us, like overcoming things despite whatever challenges come your way.
Mario Chavez raised his children as a single father, guiding them even without his sight. Though he couldn't see, his vision for his family never faded. That's the message his children carry with them. Now grown men, they say what mattered most wasn't what he could or couldn't do. It was that he was there, every step of the way.
He could have been somebody who said, I can't deal with this, but no, he stayed steadfast, and he found one way or the other to make it work for us, to help us finish our education. Even as adults, he has always been there.
And what gets me emotional is that we've grown up with him, right? And many people don't get to have a dad.
I think he has given me the confidence to believe, and he made sure that we had an education, and that we did not feel like we were missing anything. So I think that has given us the confidence to do what we have done up to date, and I think that has been the biggest impact.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. Noticiero 5 Semanal is up next. I'm Jamie Rock. Remember to stay tuned. Thanks for joining us from all of us here at News 5. Good night.